2020 comes to a close this weekend, but so does the life of Yosef HaTzadik and Sefer Bereshis, as we read Parshat Vayechi this Shabbos. And the last thing that Yosef says to the Jewish people before he passes away is on its surface incredibly simple, but it was incredibly powerful to them in their moment, and I think it should be a powerful reminder to us in our moment as well. Yosef looks at his children and grandchildren, the people of Israel, as the Shibud Mitzrayim is about to commence. Vayashba Yosef es b'nei Yisrael lemor, and Yosef makes them swear. He says, Pakod yivkod Elohim eschem. I promise you that Hashem will surely remember you. V'ha'alisem es atzmosai mizeh. And you have to promise to take my bones from here and bury me in the land of Israel. At first glance, the two halves of this pasuk don't seem to go well together. The first is a promise that during the dark days of the slavery, Hashem won't forget the nation. And then the second half of the pasuk, Yosef is talking about his burial in the land of Israel. But the connection between these two halves of the pasuk is the perfect final message from such a great visionary and leader. Yosef tells the people of his time, I promise you that Hashem will not forget you. Even during those dark days of slavery, when it feels like Hashem is no longer with us, Hashem is thinking of you, and Hashem remembers you. And in exchange for that reassurance, Yosef asks them for one simple thing. He says, please don't forget me either. Hashem will remember you and take you out of Mitzrayim. Don't forget me, take me with you. And that's exactly what Moshe Rabbeinu does. When the people could have easily forgotten about Yosef or thought that he was happy being buried in the land of Mitzrayim that celebrated his success, Moshe remembered that this was the promise that Yosef had demanded, and he didn't forget. We talk about this theme over and over because it is the most important theme and the most significant action step that all of us can take. While we have struggled with isolation during the pandemic, it is true that most of the things we need can be just delivered to our doors. We have all the food and the technology and the resources that we need to live a meaningful life in our safe and isolated spaces. But the fear of being forgotten is very real. And the power of remembering and staying connected with others is the greatest gift we could possibly give them. As 2020 comes to a close, we will certainly look back at the people that we lost and the terrible experiences of the last 12 months. But one thing that we can do this weekend is we can think about the people who are still with us that we just haven't thought of because we haven't seen them. And we have to reach out, to call, to write, to email, to knock on a door in a safe fashion, whatever we can do, just to connect. Pakod yivkod Elohim eschem. Do exactly what Yosef said. We have to reassure ourselves in challenging times that Hashem has not forgotten us. And because we are so empowered by God's remembering of us, we have to make sure to remember others. Let's take in 2021 in the best possible fashion. Check in, send an email, make a call, say hello to someone who you haven't spoken to in a while to ensure that they will bring in 2021 with a smile on their face. I want to wish everyone a happy New Year's weekend, Shabbat Shalom, and we hope to see you at the RJC in person this weekend or very soon.